You're listening to KBC English Service.
Now, almost half the world's population is under the age of 25. That's absolutely scary, let me tell you. Half the world population, and Sijiwe, how many billion? Woo-loo-loo. Anyway, now it's estimated that 75% of Kenya's population is less than 30 years of age. Technology, specifically ICT, has played a key role in the rise of young people to prominence on a global scale. ICT has helped them mobilize, connect, collaborate, and most important, given them a voice where there was none before. This morning, we are delighted to be joined in studio by Victor Kimanthi, Programs Manager, Digital Opportunity Trust, DOT. An organization that trains young people on the use of ICT, how to make a living off the vast and ever-changing world of technology. And he's the one who's going to help us understand what lies ahead and the great strides made for these young people. Welcome to the big conversation.
Thank you.
Now tell us more about DOT, that is Digital Opportunity Trust, and what this organization does.
Digital Opportunity Trust is an NGO that is originally based in Canada, but it's in Kenya, Tanzania, Ethiopia, Uganda, Ghana, and a few other countries. So it's a big network. In Kenya, we came to Kenya in 2005, but we originally started in 2007. So also as I speak, on the 14th, we'll be celebrating our 10-year anniversary.
Okay.
And I invite you guys from KBC to come to Kenya School of Government to participate with us.
Where is Kenya School of Government?
The former KIA.
Yes. Okay.
Lower Kabete.
Okay.
So what DOT does, we actually train youth and women in both ICT and entrepreneurship. Yes, we understand that most of our youth are more interested in the ICT part because they get to play around with their computers and they can use their mobile devices in a myriad of ways. But what we put in mind is that also there's entrepreneurship. We try and encourage them not only to look for jobs, but be job creators themselves. Yes.
So what is the scope in this ICT training? What is it we're teaching them?
Okay, for ICT, we usually focus on 21st century skills. And what you have to remember here is our target audience. We are not going usually for campus graduates. We usually go for people between the ages of 16 to 24.
That is quite vast. 16 to 24, so they could be the Form 4 dropouts, Class 8 dropouts.
Precisely. And also the beauty about DOT is that we don't ask about your qualifications, because all the other campuses, all the other tertiary campuses are taking care of those people. So if you dropped out of Standard 8, all you require is that you will understand our content. We do deliver our content in English, but in some cases I've been to Kwale and I found a class that was being delivered in the local vernacular. And I told them, my facilitator, it's okay provided they understand. So they use ICT, both ICT and entrepreneurship. We try and offer it to them to see what they can do with their lives. When it comes to ICT, because of the age bracket and also because of the maybe lack of qualifications, we don't go into depth about the ICT. So it's how to open your email account.
Okay.
And we usually call the ICT packages like email, like how to use internet as a post office. We don't go the normal track of offering the packages that everybody knows.
The ICDL things we're told about.
Yes, the Microsoft Word, the Excel, all that is inculcated in our programming. But we never stop and say, today you'll be learning Excel. And that's what most of the young people know. I want a certificate in Excel. I want those packages, 10 packages for X amount. For us, we go the practical way. Today you're going to know how to use this spreadsheet in doing your accounts, and then you learn. Then later you come to realize, oops, this was actually Excel.
That sounds cool.
Yes, we teach you how to write a letter, how to format a letter. Then later on you come and find out, oh, that was Word that I was actually using. But we don't have those titles that are attached to it.
So you're teaching them literally how to compose letters. So you're also being language teachers.
Precisely.
Wow.
But the beauty about DOT that I want to emphasize is we don't only focus on the training, but we follow our participants 6 months after we finish our course. We make sure that if you're doing the ICT course, we try and get you jobs. And we all know that getting jobs in Kenya is not the easiest thing.
Yeah.
Yes. And I have to report here that actually that has been a big challenge. But we've made partnerships with other organizations that will give our participants jobs. For example, Summer Source. That's an American NGO that has come to Kenya and is offering participants training in ICT that will actually engage them in BPOs, business process outsourcing. So you finish our Reach Up course, it's called Reach Up. You finish our course, you go to Somerset for 10 days, which is 2 weeks, 2 working weeks. And on the second week, 90% of them are usually called in for an interview. And if you go for the interview, in most cases, you do get the jobs. So we've also partners with the ICT, so that once you finish our course, you go to ICT, you can even qualify for a scholarship between anything from 30% to 100%, depending on your need.
Now, that was the youth bit. So what is it you're training women on?
It's the same thing.
And what age are these women?
The same age, but as I said before,
it's just young people, 16 to 24.
Yeah, but what I'm saying, please, I want the audience not to focus so much on the age. The age was put to us by our funders, which is MasterCard Foundation, for this program. But because we go out there and we find somebody like you, who's a little bit older but young at heart.
I tell you, those are called lyrics.
Yes. You're a little bit older but young at heart, but you want to learn about, you want to take up any of our courses. So we'll tell you, please come to our class, but bring me 5 other people who are within that age bracket. And then you'll qualify to sit in my class. You'll get the same treatment as our participants. The only thing is, when I'm reporting back to my MasterCard, if the class had 20 people, including you, I'll say the class had 19.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but everything else is the same.
So people, I'm calling you very soon. Just watch this space.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, so we're empowering.
Yes.
And so so at least we've learned what you're doing with the ICT. What is it you're teaching in entrepreneurship? Because we talk about entrepreneurship, but can you really teach someone to be an entrepreneur?
Yes. For us, we've adopted a model that is from Harvard called BMC, Business Model Canvas. We don't teach you how to write a proposal. We don't expect you to write this big document of 20 pages of a proposal. But a BMC is a grid canvas that has 9 boxes. And each of those 9 boxes caters for everything that you need to know about your business. So I'm giving your viewers or listeners homework to Google what a BMC is.
So BMC is what we need to look out for.
Yes.
And we're going to take a tiny break just for us to be able to listen to the headlines. And then when we get back, we're definitely getting straight back into this conversation. And we are talking to Victor Kimanthi from DOT. I just love the name DOT, Digital Opportunity Trust. And we're finding out about the campaigns they have on entrepreneurship and ICT. On the big conversation today, we are delighted to be joined by Victor Kimanthi, Program Manager, Digital Opportunity Trust, DOT, an organization that trains young people on the use of ICT and entrepreneurship. And he was just telling us he's broken down what they do for ICT. And also he's talked about we need to research on
BMC,
the 9 steps in the 9 boxes in BMC. And see what we need to do. Now, from our research, we find out that you have recruited over 300,000 youth into your programs. That is a lot of people.
Yes.
So how does that work? What is the criteria to qualify for recruitment? And, does that mean you have branches all over the country? How does this work?
So for DOT Kenya, we took a conscious decision not to have any other offices in Kenya. So the only office we have is our headquarters here in Museum Hill, but we're in 26 counties.
How does that work?
Yes, how does that work? We have partnered with like-minded partners. For example, Kenya National Libraries.
Oh, nice.
Yes, Kenya Red Cross, Ujima, One Stop here in Nairobi, ICT, Somerset. Because all we ask is that if I come to you, Angie, you have an organization, all I'll need from you is the space. And maybe if I'm offering ICT to your community, you need to offer that space with 5 computers. And DOT in turn, I will give you a facilitator that will stay with you for 1 year.
Okay.
Yes, and he will do all the mobilization. But if you're up to it, please assist to bring in anybody that wants to come for the training.
Okay.
Yes, so that's how we do it, and that's how we manage to get so many people onto our program.
So you need to let us know, how do you get these people? I mean, so okay, fine, you're working in. You're in 26 counties, so I'm assuming coast is covered.
Coast is covered. Actually, the only area that we were in and pulled out because of insecurity is northeastern Kenya. Yes.
So Rift Valley,
Mombasa, Central, Nairobi, Eastern, you name it.
So for my listeners who are hearing, our two young ones, my funky people between 16 and 25,
yes,
and they may want to get training, what is it they would need to do? How would they qualify?
So, as I said, we don't ask for any papers. We don't need you to have a B, a C, a D, or whatever, even if you dropped out of first form, provided you understand the content. Your English is okay and you can speak and understand, we'll take you to class. So, our facilitators will go out in the field and do the mobilization. We have the flyers, we go to the county governments and tell them that we are here, we are looking for this kind of people. And our courses, the beauty about it, are free.
Absolutely free.
Absolutely free. But there's a rider here that I have to attach.
Please do.
Some partners, because of ABCD reasons, because some of these guys, especially for the ICT course, because they are new at computers, they don't know how to shut them off, how to close something. They want to charge a small fee, because after the course ends, the partner might need to format that computer so that it can bring it back to
kawaida,
the
to normal.
Yes. And also because in some instances they have something like a resource center where they use it as a cyber, and they're generating money, and especially for an organization like Kenya Red Cross, they're generating money out of that resource center. But when our students are in there, they're not, nobody else is allowed to go there. So they say, Victor, for this reason I'll attach a small fee, but we tell our participants this fee goes to the partner, not to DOT. MasterCard Foundation has taken care of all our needs in that regard.
So, okay, fine. I'm going for computer classes. What do you provide other than the actual computer? Do we get books? Do we get notes? What happens?
Yes. Once you come to class, we give you a manual, the entire manual that will walk you through what the course is all about.
Whether it is entrepreneurship or it is ICT?
Yes, both of them have manuals.
And in Fredre English, simple English?
Yes, with diagrams.
Pictures.
Yes,
I love
with
pictures.
yes.
Okay.
To show you this is how the screen looks like when you open it up a Word. So you click here, because we understand there are not so many computers out there. So the reason we insist on about 5 is so that they can share. If we have a class of 20, 5 of them, they can share 5 per computer.
Okay.
And then once the class is over, if you have time, you can come back to class and actually do some practice on the computers.
Now, I'm sure people are wondering where they can get. Is there a website they can find out about where where these centers are, so that they can look it up?
So it's www.kenya@dotrust.org.
Let's do that again. www.
www.kenya@dotrust. It's just .trust without the double T.
So www.kenya@dot Rust without a T.
Yes.
Kutu.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
.org.
Now I tell you, young people are very special people, and somebody's just walked in. Stones to be thrown later. And we are joined by a young man called Joseph Mugure, who is a beneficiary of DOT. He's got an ICT training. Good morning.
Good morning.
Umefika?
Nimefika pole.
Kusherewa nayo. So Victor has shared with us, you know, the you have ICT training, you have empower and entrepreneurship training. What have you studied?
I started off with a DOT intern, and I was trained to.
What is a DOT intern?
Okay, a DOT intern is a young university graduate who comes and is trained on ICT skills, life skills, and entrepreneurship skills, and then he is dispatched to the community that he came from to go and empower youths and women on the same skills that he has been able to acquire.
So where, first of all, you have had a university graduate. Umesomea wapi?
I studied at Kenyatta University.
Umesomea nini?
And I did sociology and political science.
Okay.
Yes.
And then you were sent back to the ground. Where is this ground? Where did you come from?
Ground is Kiambu County.
Where in Kiambu County? That's my home.
Yes, my home is in Tinganga.
Kwisha maneno. Now. Okay, so share your experience. What has been your experience?
I think one thing that I would like to appreciate so much about what DOT does is the self-realization that it helps somebody get into. When you get immediately out of university...
Hey, this guy in Kithogo's self-realization. What is self-realization, my dear?
See, the ability to know who you are and what you want to do with yourself.
So who is Joseph now? Tell me now that you know who you are and what you want to do. Who is Joseph? Maneno umetumia mwenyewe.
Kweli. Now, Joseph is an empowered youth who is able to chart his way forward very well. Currently, as it stands, I serve in the DOT Global Youth Advisory Board, and I help come up with policies and research that will help to empower youths in terms of the new digital technologies, in terms of them being included, that is the gender inclusivity. And more so, I think I'm a change maker, I believe, actually.
Let me tell you, the more you throw words in, the more you return them. What is a change maker?
A change maker is somebody who is able to spot a challenge in their community, take the leadership role of being the person who mobilizes resources, mobilizes the people in the community, and helps them to get a solution to that challenge.
And this gender issue and gender inclusivity?
When you talk about taking the leadership role, look at a situation whereby girls are not able to access the right education.
Does this happen in Tinganga?
Yes, it is. It happens. And what we do in such a case is that you take the leadership role of helping them access education through maybe bursaries, through CDF bursaries.
Wait, are you applying for a job here for MCA by any chance?
No, I'm not.
So you're actually doing this. If I go to Tinganga and ask about Joseph Mugure, I'll be told, huyu ndio anasaidia watu wapate bursary, CDF.
Waambie waliniambia ni simame MCA nikakata because
unajua nikimaliza nitapitia tu hapo on my way home. But sawa, before Joseph he's very eloquent. Victor, good work. He's extremely well spoken.
Thank you.
All courtesy of Dot.
And very well trained as well. But before we get back to him, now we understand that your programs like Reach Up, Startup, and Corporate Leadership and Volunteering. Tell us about that. Okay, at least we know Joseph is a volunteer. But tell us about... he's an intern, so let's get into these programs. Reach Up, Startup, and Corporate Leadership.
Okay, so Reach Up and Startup are the two flagship programs for DOT. So Reach Up is the one that concentrates on the ICT 21st century skills. Whereas Startup, as the name implies, is for anybody who wants to start up a business or scale up your small biashara. Now, the corporate volunteering is usually a program that we run with IBM.
Okay, you've got big fish in the mix.
Yes.
Okay.
So IBM sends their workers from those developed countries to come to countries like Kenya, and they are attached to our either governmental agencies or NGOs or any company that will take them up. And they apply their skills for a period between 3 months, 4 months, and they work here in Kenya and then go back.
But those are interns coming in from outside?
Yes, those are not interns, they're employees from IBM.
Who come and volunteer?
Yes, to work in Kenya.
But in government offices?
It doesn't have to be government. You identify an organization and we say, we are bringing X amount of IBM, and these are their qualifications. And we send word out to all the companies that we think, and then they say, I need Mr. Chang from China who has ABCD.
Fairly good.
Yes, and then we come and we attach them to them, but they come through DOT.
Okay,
Yes.
cool. So are we doing that also for the Kenyan ones who could need to volunteer and get experience?
We've not done it on the other way, on the flip side. Yes.
Because charity needs to begin at home.
That's a good idea, actually. We've not thought of that.
Yeah,
We've not
because
thought
we
of
have,
that.
you've heard how eloquent he is.
Yes.
And we have brilliant minds, I must confess.
For sure, yes.
Young guys doing crazy stuff with technology.
Yeah.
So maybe they need internship or volunteering to get them to the next level.
Yeah, true. We like ideas like that.
Yeah,
So
we've thrown the challenge. There
I'll
we
take
go.
it down, yes, and maybe in the coming future, I'll be calling you to volunteer somewhere else, not KBC.
No hassle. I don't
Okay.
mind.
You do understand volunteering, there's no pay.
I get the word volunteer. Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
So we've talked about that is a corporate leadership and volunteering bit.
Yes.
No, that's the volunteering. Corporate leadership
is IBM.
is still all IBM.
Yes, but also volunteering. The likes of Mugure. When we send you maybe to Kenya Red Cross to train for 2-3 days a week, you're expected to volunteer in that organization. Should Kenya Red Cross Nairobi branch need Mugure to do ABCD in everyday business, Mugure has to report to me that for every week I volunteer 3 hours to Kenya Red Cross in Nairobi. And Kenya Red Cross will dictate what Mugure will do. That is the part that we encourage these people to volunteer. So not just to do what we pay them to do, but also add some value to the partner.
Do we at least take your facilitation? Because now if he's coming from Tinganga, that bus fare is what? It's about 150 coming to town alone.
Yes, Mugure, what I have to point out, Mugure is a former intern. He's not a current intern.
Oh, he's moved on now?
Yes, he's moved on to bigger and better things. And that is what we all expect from our interns. So, but when he is there, because we do pay them, we give them a basic salary, we give them some communication allowance and some transport allowance.
So Mugure, you're not doing badly.
No, I'm not.
So breakfast on you today?
You got it.
So now, okay, you told us you did the ICT program. You also did entrepreneurship.
Yes, I did.
So what have you done with these skills that you acquired? What have you done with them?
Immediately after DOT, actually, I was going through the DOT internship. I got an offer to work with a marketing company called Swivel Marketing. And because of the training I had at DOT, they picked me up as a project manager. So I went in. I was able to help activations like the Equity Bank Equitel SIM card, Cooperative Bank MCOP Cash. Then as I progressed, I think they noticed I was something. Then they posted me to Zambia to help.
For Shizi, you've already been to Zambia?
Yes, help activate Visa in Zambia and MTN.
Okay. Yes. When was this?
About a year ago. Because now, after I came back to Kenya, I went to a company called Kuza Biashara. We're empowering informal sector, that is masons, your normal fundis or mawe, to help them understand the business they are in rather than see themselves just as masons.
So they're more than just fundis. You're now showing them that this is a biashara.
The business in the masonry.
Okay, awesome. So if you're just joining us, we have with us Victor Kimanthi. He's the programs manager, Digital Opportunity Trust DOT, and Joseph Mugure, a former facilitator from the same organization. Now we're going to go back to Victor. Now, you've told us you do not charge generally, but you may have a small token depending on your partners on the ground.
Yes.
And what does that range at about? On average?
So I'll give you an example, because before I came to DOT, I was at Kenya Red Cross. I was in charge of Machakos County. So when I found DOT there, I actually spoke to my current boss now, Eunice Maranya, and told her, simply because of the reasons I gave earlier, that these guys are new at this thing, they might mess up the computers at our resource center. I want to apply a small charge. So when you're applying a small charge, you have to look at the socioeconomic status of the people around
the location. Yes,
how much they earn, what is this they do. So in Machakos, up until now, they charge 1,000 shillings for the Reach Up program. So this will depend on the partner, where if you feel you...
And how long is this program, the Reach Up?
Oh, the Reach Up is just about 2 months, because it's about 28 modules.
So they come what? How often do they come in the 2 months?
That is the beauty again of DOT and its programs. We don't dictate the time that you need to come to class. It is set up to be 2 hours twice a week, because we understand...
Oh, that's convenient.
Yes, we understand that if, Angie, you are trying to do this business, you're trying to look for a job, we cannot keep you in class for 8 hours 5 days a week. If you're doing startup, the same thing. Kabiashara kako, you've just started, we cannot tie you to class. So the first time you come to class, the facilitator and the participants will agree. And as they say, democracy, majority will have their way, minority will have their say.
So we'll say we shall meet on Tuesday and Thursday between, let's say, 10 and 12.
Precisely.
And it will just take 2 months.
Yes.
Awesome.
But again, you have to put that in mind, that if you say, especially for the guys who just finished fourth form, they have maybe not so much to do, they can say, because we are available and we don't want just to hang out, we want to be coming 5 days a week for 2 hours. So that will take a much shorter time. But ideally, it's supposed to take 2 hours twice a week. If you want more, if you want less, because we are partners with some churches and they say just train us on Sundays. So you can imagine if it's once a week, it will take slightly longer. Yes.
So that is for the Reach Up. What about for the entrepreneurship one?
The same model applies. Because again, ukona biashara, do you really want to stay in class the whole day? Of course not. So again, wana biashara mnasikizana, and we say we are available for these days. So if majority says it's twice a week for 3 hours, so be it. The facilitator will be available for you.
Okay, now the KCSE results have come out with all the drama and the hula baloo and the ease. Whoa, guy, over 30-something thousand. We shall not go into that. Now, for the parents who are sitting there scratching their heads and wondering what to do, what advice would you give them?
Please look at our website. If you want, I'll leave a phone number at the end of this.
Definitely, you give it to us and we shall put it on Twitter and wherever else we can.
Put it everywhere. Please let them call the office and we shall share. If you're in Kiambu, we'll give you Peterson's Masharia's number. Peterson is in charge of Central. I have 5 program officers. Okay. Because we've divided Kenya into 5 regions.
So you have Central, you have Coast.
Yeah, Rift Valley, Western and Nyanza.
Okay.
Nairobi and Lower Eastern.
Nairobi and Lower Eastern are one.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Yes. So there are 5 program officers that take care of those facilitators. And as we speak now, presently, I should be having 50, but I have 38 facilitators on the field. Yes. So most likely, you either come to us or we can come to you. If, Angie, you have a big crowd and they want to be trained together, you can call any of those guys in your region, especially because you are from Tigania. Peterson will be able to help you. If you have a big crowd and he has a facilitator.
I think Tigania is my friend here. He's from Tinganga. Me, I'm from Kiambu.
Tinganga and
those are different places by school. It's all good. It's all good.
Yeah, so you can talk to Mashari, and Mashari will tell you where we are, and then your participants can come to the center and get the training they need.
So maybe we can just mention the website again so that my people can look for it.
Yes.
It's
www.kenya.dot.rust.org.
There we go.
Yeah.
So yeah, make sure you look for that. We'll definitely post it on Twitter so that you can look it up.
Yes.
Back to my friend Joseph. So now you're working for umesema wanaitwa nani tena?
Kuza Biashara.
Kuza Biashara. Young guys who are wondering what to do with themselves, what would you tell them?
Since DOT has a
like now in Kiambu, how many centers do you have, for example?
That question would go to Mashari, but on top of my head, in Kiambu, KNLS, is Kenol in Kiambu?
No.
Muranga.
They have KNLS Thika.
Yeah.
They have
Beatrice is in Thika. I think there are 2 centers.
Thika and
somewhere else.
I can't
call it on top of my head.
Sawa sawa. Mombasa mko wangapi?
Watu ama centers? Centers maybe 9.
Okay.
Yeah. Because Mombasa is big again.
Kwa Kilifi mko wapi? Malindi.
Tuko Malindi. Tuko Lamu.
Okay.
That I have to confess. Yes,
you have to swim across. Okay.
Yes, but you're in Mombasa.
Rift pia mko na center ngapi?
Rift is one of the biggest. We have a lot of centers, yes. Eldoret, Nakuru, Naivasha, Bomet, Kericho. Yeah, so we like to spread ourselves as much as possible.
Because I'm saying that because I know all my people. Wherever I mention, I know my people are. And what about our Nyanza, Kisumu area?
Yes, Kisumu again. All the way to Kisii, Nyando, all those places.
Everybody is represented.
Yes.
Okay. Now, we're creating a good niche for ourselves in terms of ICT advancement and innovations, with apps and all that. How do you think we can tap more into opportunities that are available in ICT and hopefully make money out of it, Victor?
For us, as we said, especially with the startup program, although it doesn't have a lot of ICT, it doesn't have any ICT actually, we try to encourage our youth to make sure that this ICT, don't just use your phone for WhatsApp
and games
Facebook,
and betting, Joseph.
And
betting.
And betting. We try to tell them, as much as possible, try to look for any and all opportunities, whether it's online writing. People can write something and you get paid for it.
So you're creating awareness on that.
A lot of it to
okay.
Make sure that you don't just use. We try and encourage them, please, not just, I'm not saying don't go on Facebook, I'm not saying don't tweet or whatever it is, but save some bundle for something constructive.
Awesome.
Because there is something out there. There is no other youth, my time or your time, that had the opportunities that are presented today. The last time I was in Kisumu, the Minister for ICT, one Michael Onyango, actually told them, the youth, you have to do just very little to actually overcome all this, to do better than your other people. Because when I was in that graduation and he graced the occasion, he asked them, do you know who your ward representative is? And none of them knew who he was. And that's where the focus is.
Yeah.
Do you know how many jobs I have posted as the Minister of ICT on the website? None of them did. Do you know anything about SDGs? Very few knew about it. So they use whatever implements they have. It's not bad, but yes, let's try.
Knowledge is power.
Yes, please.
Absolutely.
Yes. And don't wait, because again, our youth, they want to be noticed. But as you've said, there are so many of them. We were talking about 75%, man, under 30. We got no time to recognize, man. You have to do something for me to notice
stand out,
you. Whether ni kimbelembele, whether ni nini, whether you step out and do something, then everybody will take note. But if you sit, me, I'm good in this, and I'm waiting for Mwalimu to notice me, I'm waiting for Angie to call me, that will not happen.
It's not happening.
Yes, precisely. So we encourage that a lot.
So guys, you need to stand out. Find a way, but please, a nice way. Tafadhali, do it the right way, please, please. Now, as we wind up, it's a question we like to ask everyone. We shall start with the young man. Bwana Joseph, what motivates you to get out of bed every morning? Life has challenges. How do you deal with them?
I think first and foremost, I believe the most important thing right now and today is to be able to just push yourself a little bit harder. Things have changed so much. If you look at the number of graduates who are being laid out in the banks Kenya today, they are being laid down because the skills that are required today, most of them do not have.
They are lacking.
The soft skills that are required today, you don't have. I'll tell the young people, listen to the people who are training you around soft skills like Dot is doing. If you don't have a smartphone or a computer, sell everything that you have and buy one. No, I'm very serious. Sell everything that you have and acquire one today.
Okay.
And Facebook, Twitter, WhatsApp is the basic level of you having a smartphone or a tablet. Please look at the next level of how that gadget can make you money. How that gadget, and it's not sports pesa.
Phew.
Yeah.
Thank you. It's not betting.
Very,
Let's
very
just say
seriously.
betting.
Think around what that smartphone can do to make you money. Be it buying a shoe and posting it online to sell, be it just going to online courses like Coursera and learning. Today, you can no longer say that I'm not close to a school, so I will not learn. With your smartphone and data bundles, whether you're in Kitui or anywhere in this country where we have 3G, you can sit there, enroll in an online course in some of the best universities in the world. Some of the courses are free. Some are as cheap as 1,500 shillings. Learn. It is the only way that you'll be able to push yourself to the next level.
Now, back to what gets you up as Joseph? What wakes you up in the morning? What motivates you to wake up?
To make change. For myself, for my family, to make change.
Now, life has challenges. How do you deal with them?
I always believe that you are a product of what you listen to and what you read.
I like this young man.
So, depending on what you're listening to throughout the day or what you are reading, then that is how you'll be able to change to hold your challenges. I'll tell you, in my car, I have audios of motivation speech, of music that is motivational, that every day, even when I'm down, they keep reminding me that you have to be the better you have to be the better you. I have a full library in the house that I always buy. Every month I'll have to buy a book. Why? Because I repeat again, you are a product of what you listen to, you are a product of what you read.
Ooh, I tell you, if I was to give marks, I'd give him 80%. Yes, you need to read. Victor,
Yes.
what gets you out of bed every morning, and how do you deal with challenges?
First, let me say I get up very early, as you noticed today.
Oh, he wakes up very early.
Yes. I live in a different county, so I usually I'm up by half past 4. Watch a little bit of BBC. So what gets me up in the morning is the impact that I see when I travel all around the 26 counties to see the looks on the faces of this youth. And maybe it's an element of my former job, which was Kenya Red Cross, again helping these people, the look on their faces. It is very satisfying. Yes, money is always good, but the look on their faces, it's really something. So that gets me up every day. But also, actually with Dot, in the space that we are moving in, what we're trying to do, our country director Eunice is very visionary. She has very good ideas. So right now we have a new program that is coming up, digital livelihoods. So as the name suggests, it will be more digital than whatever we have right now. So that is still work in progress. So that keeps me up, coming to work, finding out what has happened, what do I need to do. We have other new programs that we are coming up. She's come up with a new program that we are bringing a partner from Philadelphia. They came in last year in April. They took us through some training, and now we're developing something else. So that is very exciting. We also have a new project, and all the projects, since they learn to me, I have to really be on my toes. So we just got a project with British Council, which again we are moving into the social enterprise space. We are telling the youth, yes, it's good to make money, but also think about another bottom line. Don't only think of the financial bottom line. Think of maybe the environment, the impact that you'll make on your community, on your people. So that is a very new, interesting space. We're still trying to define what a social enterprise is. You read, but then it's not really fitting in. So that is something that keeps me going, and I hope it will keep me going for a while to come.
Awesome. Now, life has challenges.
Yes.
And we do face them. How do you deal with them?
Okay, I'm a very easygoing kind of character. If I told you my age, you'll be surprised. But yes, it's just the way, because I'm relaxed. I don't. Life is not that. It's not don't take it too seriously. At work, don't take everything too seriously, because life has a knack of being serious by itself. I don't want to compound it by being serious myself. And as Mogura said, you are what you read. So garbage in,
Garbage out.
garbage out. If you watch garbage, then you'll end up dressing garbagely, you'll end up talking garbage, your responses. You'll even lack manners. You just don't know how to treat a lady, you don't know how to treat the older generation. So those are things that I try to have them manifest in my everyday life. Yes.
So yes, how do you deal with the challenges?
I would like to say I'm a good Christian, but I will not lie. But I don't believe it has to be religion. I just believe being a good person. We all know what a good person should do. We all know, if you see this, don't do this. If you see an old lady crossing, please help her. If you see a lady carrying some big heavy things, if you're in the lift, let the ladies out first.
Boy, even
Yes.
opening doors. Sometimes we get lost when people open doors because you're like, yeah, why are you opening the door?
Voila. So those are the small things that really make, and I see sometimes when I do that, people are always surprised, like you've said, but it's not surprising. That's the way life should be. So that is what I try to do to
Thank
make my
you very
life that
much.
much easier.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So, wonderful conversation. Why is it when you have a really good thing to talk about, time just flies? And it has. And it's time for us to say kwaherini. And